Hello guys, and welcome to the BP Gaming Network. We're playing Out of the Park Baseball 19 featuring our Oakland Athletics franchise. So we're moving on into a new month. It is May 1st today, and we're excited to see how Oakland is going to perform over the next month. If you watched our last video, we did our kind of monthly review and went through our minor league system and just showed you guys who's doing what in our farm system. So today we're playing a game against the Seattle Mariners in our video number 11, and it's supposed to be an exciting series that we're going to be playing against the Mariners. So let me quickly show you guys what our schedule looks like. So you can see here we are May 1st. We've got a 3-game series against the Seattle Mariners this week, and to end the week we've got a 3-game series against the Baltimore Orioles. So that's going to be exciting. The first series obviously is a divisional matchup. You can call it a rivalry, just because we're fighting on for who's gonna take over the last spot in the division. Mariners currently are in the last spot in our division, and we're just a spot above the Mariners. This is how the rest of the month looks like. We've got some exciting games coming up in May. We're going to be playing against the Yankees, Red Sox, the Blue Jays, and then we're going to have another series against the Mariners. We're going to play against the Diamondbacks and finish off the month against the Tampa Bay Rays. So with that said, let's get going, and let me introduce first of all the starting pitchers for this game. For Seattle, it's going to be Erasmo Ramirez, who looks to be having a very good season. He's a right-handed pitcher. His ERA is 2.08. And for your favorite Oakland Athletics, it's going to be a left-handed pitcher, Sean Manai, who is currently our ace. He's got a 1-3 win-loss record, and his ERA is 3.97. So not doing too bad so far. So let's get going. Here's the lineups. You can see we tweaked our lineup a little bit. We've still got Dustin Fowler in leadoff. We put Matt Joyce batting second, and we kept Chris Davis, our best offensive player right now, in that number 3 hole. And then we put Matt Olson as our cleanup hitter. So Chris Davis previously was our cleanup hitter. Right now, I feel that he is one of our best hitters, and it wouldn't hurt having him playing that in that number 3 hole. So it's something new we're trying out, and so we've upgraded Matt Olson. Even though he's struggling, he has a lot of power, and I mean, he's a lefty, and so we're facing a right-handed pitcher, so it makes sense to have Matt Olson as our cleanup hitter. Give him that opportunity. And then I substituted Jonathan Lucroy, our normal catcher, for Bruce Maxwell. Put Bruce Maxwell in because he's a lefty. He's been playing really well. You can see his batting average is 313. His OPS is 884. So he's playing better than Jonathan Lucroy. And being a lefty, while we're facing a righty, I felt that I need to give Bruce Maxwell as many opportunities to play because he is contributing. Jet Lowry, I put him in that number 6 spot. He's a switch hitter, and he's starting to warm up a little bit. He's struggled a lot in the month of April, but he's starting to sort of contribute and make good plays now. Marcus Semien, who's also struggling, he's going to take up that number 7 spot. And then Steven Piscotty will occupy the number 8 spot. And Matt Chapman, whom we just recently recalled back from AAA Nashville. He's still struggling, got that cold spell going on where he's just not doing too well, but he is still very good defensively, and I felt that we'll give him another chance after he spent some time in AAA and see how he can contribute. So that's our lineup, and you could see how Seattle lines up. They got D. Gordon there in leadoff. They got Ryan Healy in second spot. Nelson Cruz in the number 3 hole. Kyle Seager as a cleanup hitter. Jason Worth in the 5th spot. Gene Segura 6th spot, and Taylor Motter in that number 7 spot. Mike Zunino is in the 8th spot, and Ichiro Suzuki got that 9th spot. Team stats. Let's take a look at how each team fares so far. So you can see Oakland has got a 12-16 record. Seattle has a 11-17 record. So we're playing better than they are. We're 4th spot in our division, and they are in the 5th spot in our division. So batting wise or offensively, they are playing better than us. You can see our batting average is 227. Their batting average is 246. Our on base percentage is 297. Their on base percentage is 293. And slugging, we are at 391 and they are at 393. So offensively, they seem to be performing a little bit better than we are. Pitching wise, our overall ERA is 4.55. Their overall ERA is 3.60. So their pitching staff is again performing a lot better than we are, and so is their starters and bullpen ERA. They've got a their bullpen is actually number 1 in the American League. So a bit of a threat there, something to really kind of keep an eye out and think about. But we're confident that this month will produce better results for Oakland. So here we go. Let's get the game started. You could see we are playing in Seattle. And let's see if we can change this view and get a slightly different view. Yeah, let's stay with that view. Let's see what other view we've got. We've got a different camera angle. That's very close to the field, which is not bad. Let's see the other view. Okay, it's just panned out upwards. So we'll stay with the default view and go with that. So before we get started, let's set up or introduce the defense position players for Seattle. Pitching will be Erasmo Ramirez. Catcher will be Mike Zunino. First baseman will be Ryan Healy. Second baseman will be Gene Segura. Third baseman will be Kyle Seager. Shortstop will be Taylor Motter. Left field will be Jason Worth. And D. Gordon will be in center field, and Nelson Cruz will occupy right field. Lead off for Oakland is Dustin Fowler, and start time for this game is 7:10. Let's go. All right, so looks like Dustin Fowler gets himself a walk. So Oakland have a run out first. Nobody out, and Matt Joyce will come up next. Matt Joyce with a single to right field, and that advances Dustin Fowler to third. What an excellent start to the game. So now we've got Chris Davis with runners on first and third, and nobody out. Chris Davis flies out to center field, and that's a sacrifice fly, so a runner scores from third. So now Oakland leading 1-0 with 1 out. We still have a run on first, and Matt Olson is next. All right, so looks like Ramirez gives up his second walk, so Matt Olson gets a walk. So now we have runners on first and second, and now the catcher Bruce Maxwell to bat. Maxwell comes up with a hit to right field. It's a single, and now the bases are loaded for Oakland with the switch hitter, second baseman Jed Lowry next to bat. Still 1 out with bases loaded. Jet Lowry comes through with a line drive to center field. It's a single that scores a run. So now we've got Oakland in the lead 2-0 with the bases still loaded and only one out. Batting next will be the shortstop Marcus Semien. Alright, so looks like that's going to be an error charged against the catcher after a little short looper there hit by Marcus. Scores a run, so now the score is 3-0 Oakland. Bases are still loaded. Batting next, Stephen Piscotty. Piscotty flies out to left field, and now we have a decision to make. So, let's see. The ball is in average depth. Maxwell is a slow runner, and Jason Worth has a normal arm. We will take that risk. You're out. And as it turns out, looks like that didn't pay off. They tagged Maxwell out as he tried to score, but Oakland still leads this one 3-0. That retires the side, and the inning is over. So now Oakland is on defense, and we'll introduce. We'll show you how how Oakland setups defensively. So pitching, Sean Manaea. Catcher will be Bruce Maxwell. First base will be Matt Olson. Second base will be Jet Lowry. Matt Chapman will take over in third. Marcus Semien will be a shortstop. Left field will be Chris Davis. Center field it will be Dustin Fowler, and Stephen Piscotty will take up in right field. Lead off for Seattle is D. Gordon. Looks like D. Gordon flies out to center field, and he is set down. Up next, Ryan Healy. Healy grounds out to the shortstop, and he is set down. Now Nelson Cruz is up next to bat. And that looks like Nelson Cruz is going to fly out to right field. So a 3 up, 3 down inning for Sean Manaea. And now we'll move on to the top of the second inning. Leading off is Matt Chapman. So Matt Chapman hits a pop fly, and he is retired. Dustin Fowler is up next. Hits a ground ball to the shortstop, and he is set down. Matt Joyce is up next. Matt Joyce comes up with the line drive single to right field, and he's on at first. Chris Davis is up next to bat with a run on first and 2 outs. Chris Davis grounds out to the shortstop, and they force the out at second, and that retires the side. And that inning is over. We'll move on to the bottom of the second. Lead off for Seattle will be Kyle Seager. Looks like Kyle Seager got all of that. Maybe not. I believe that was caught near the track. That looked like it was definitely set for a home run, but Stephen Piscotty catches up to it. Now Jason Worth is up next for Seattle, and he's going to fly out to right field. Stephen Piscotty is busy out there in right field, getting both pop fly outs. Gene Segura is batting next with 2 outs, nobody on. And that's going to be a home run for Gene Segura. Went 392 feet, and Seattle are on board. The score is now 3-1. Tyler Motter batting next with 2 outs, nobody on. Motter grounds out to the third baseman, and he is forced out at first. That retires the side. The inning is over. Now the score is 3-1. Oakland still leads this one. Leadoff for Oakland now will be Matt Olson at the top of the third. Matt Olson is going to fly out to center field. That brings up Bruce Maxwell. Maxwell is going to get a hit to center field, single. He's now on base at first. Jet Lowry comes up with a run on first. 1 out for Oakland. And Lowry is going to hit a ground ball to the second baseman, and they force the out at second. Jet Lowry manages to get on base. So we've got a runner still on first with 2 outs. Marcus Semien is batting next. Semien flies out to the shortstop, and that retires the side. Inning is over, and so we'll move on to the bottom of the third with Mike Zunino leading off for Seattle. Zunino comes up with a line drive to left field. It's a double. So he's on at second. Now batting next for Seattle, Ichiro Suzuki with a run on second, nobody out. Suzuki grounds out to the shortstop, Marcus Semien, and they force him out at first. And now it's D. Gordon. And D. Gordon gets an infield single. So he is on at first. We've got runners on first and second for Seattle. Batting next is Ryan Healy. Healy comes up with a single to left field. That advances D. Gordon to second. Ryan Healy's at first. And the score is now 3-2, still Oakland. And Oakland turn a double play, retiring the side. Inning is over. Seattle manages to reduce the lead there. So now we've got Stephen Piscotty leading off for Oakland. We're at the top of the 4th inning. And Piscotty is going to ground out to first. Matt Chapman up next. Chapman grounds out to the third baseman. He's forced out at first. And that's the second out for Oakland. Dustin Fowler is next. Fowler hits it straight at the pitcher, and he's forced out at first. So 3 up, 3 down inning for Ramirez. The lead off for Seattle now at the bottom of the 4th is Kyle Seager. And Seager hits it straight down the middle. It's a ground ball, which is fielded by the shortstop, and he's forced out at first. Jason Worth batting next for Seattle with 1 out, nobody on. Worth comes up with a single to left field. He's on at first. Gene Segura batting next. Segura, he's on fire. He gets another hit. It's a single to left field. So now we've got runners on first and second for Seattle. That's a wild pitch against Sean Manai. It advances the runners. So now runners on second and third. Tyler Mortar batting next for Seattle with 1 out. Mortar flies out to left field, and they do not attempt. Jason Worth could not attempt to score from third. So now we've got 2 outs and 2 on for Seattle. Mike Zunino batting next. Zunino gets on base via walk, and now bases are loaded for Seattle. Sean Manai is going to have to work his way out of this one. Let's see. So Manai so far thrown 66 pitches. He's given up 2 runs, walked 1. See what he can do here. So Ichiro Suzuki comes up with a double, and that scores 3 runs. And that was really annoying and frustrating to see that. Now Seattle got the lead as the side is retired. Seattle has gone up 5-3. Matt Joyce is leading off the top of the 5th with nobody on, nobody out. Matt Joyce is set down via strikeouts by Ramirez. And Davis comes up with a double to left field. He's on base at second base. So now Oakland have a run on second. Batting next is Matt Olson with 1 out. Matt Olson hits a fly ball, pop up actually behind the plate at first, and he is set down. Batting next for Oakland, Bruce Maxwell. He's got 2 outs, a run on second.
Strike 3.
Maxwell strikes out, and that retires the side. Inning is over. Mariners still lead this one 5-3. We move on to the bottom of the 5th. Ryan Healy batting next, and Healy comes up with a single to left field. He's on at first. Now we've got Nelson Cruz batting next with 1 on and nobody out. Cruz hits a ground ball to the first baseman. They force the out at second, and Cruz will get on base. Fielder's choice. So now we got 1 out, run on first, and Kyle Seager is batting next for Seattle. Seager grounds out to the second baseman, and Oakland turns a double play. That retires the side. Now we're going to move on to the top of the 6th.
Strike 3, you're out.
Jet Lowry is set down via strikeout. Marcus Semien is next to bat with 1 out and nobody on. Semien hits a ground ball to the second baseman. They force him out at first.
Strike 3.
Quick inning there for Ramirez. 3 up, 3 down, as Piscotty is set down by strikeouts. And now we move on to the bottom of the 6th. Sean Manaea is getting up there with the pitch count at 82. He's given up quite a few hits, so we're gonna have to warm up a reliever. So let's take a look at the Mariners lineup. It's heavily loaded with a bunch of righties. So I'm gonna get a right-handed pitcher warming up in the bullpen, Lou Trevino, and see what Sean Manaea can do. Gives up another hit. So Jason Worth gets a single through center field. He's on at first. Gene Segura will be batting next. So we're gonna have to strategize here. Segura is gonna come up with a single to right field, and that advances Jason Worth to third base.
Strike 3.
All right, so Tyler Morta is retired by strikeouts. Mike Zunino is batting next for Seattle. They got runners on first and third with 1 out. And he grounds out to the shortstop, and Oakland turn a double play. So that's saving grace there. We managed to get out of that trouble. So the lead is still 5-3 Seattle. Now we are in the top of the 7th. Seattle have made a pitching change, so Juan Nicasio will be pitching next, facing Matt Chapman as the lead off for Oakland at the top of the 7th.
Strike three.
All right, Nicasio retires Matt Chapman. That's a looking strikeout. Dustin Fowler is batting next to face Nicasio.
Strike three.
And Nicasio retires Dustin Fowler. Matt Joyce is next. Matt Joyce comes up with a hit to right field. It's a single that puts him on first base. Chris Davis will be batting next to face Nicasio with a run on first and 2 outs for Oakland. And Chris Davis is sent back to the bench by a strikeout. So now we're going to have to make a move here. We're going to make a pitching change as we bring in Lou Trevino to replace Sean Manai. Trevino gets Ichiro out. So next for Seattle is D. Gordon. Gordon grounds out to the second baseman. They force him out at first. And now Ryan Healy, you can see the defensive shift against Healy. And Healy draws a walk. So now we've got runners on first, 2 outs, and Nelson Cruz to bat next. Lou Trevino strikes out Nelson Cruz to retire the side. So that inning is over. It is now the 7th inning stretch. Seattle will have a new pitcher in, Mark Zepchinski. I should know that because he used to pitch for Oakland before he got traded to Seattle. Zepchinski comes in and gives up a walk to Matt Olson. So now we've got Oakland have a run on first, and Bruce Maxwell is next to bat, lefty against lefty. And what I will do here, let's take a look at, I'm going to have to strategize a bit here. So we want to see how well Bruce Maxwell is against lefties. All right, so he's kind of been okay. I also want to see maybe if we could make a substitution and bring in Jonathan Lucroy. Lucroy has been struggling, but how is he against righties? I mean against lefties? Not any better. All right, so my gut instinct here tells me to just let Bruce Maxwell have at it against this lefty. So let's go.
Strike three, you're out.
All right, Bruce Maxwell is set down by strikes. So now there's 1 out, 1 on for Oakland, and batting next is Jed Lowry. See if Lowry can advance this runner. And Lowry does exactly that. Comes up with a single to left field. That advances Matt Olson to second. Lowry takes up first. So now we've got runners on first and second. Batting next for Oakland is Marcus Semien, facing the lefty James Pazos.
Strike three, you're out.
Semien is set down via strikes. That will bring up Steven Piscotty.
Strike three.
Wow. Pazos retires the next 2 batters via strikes, and Oakland are unable to take advantage of that. So now we will have Kyle Seager batting leadoff at the bottom of the 8th, facing Lou Trevino. I'm going to leave Trevino in there. Trevino and Seager grounds out to the second baseman, and he's forced out at first. Jason Worth is next. Worth is set down via strikes. Gene Segura is next, facing Lou Trevino. Wow, Trevino comes up and retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. Excellent. All right, so now we are gonna move on to the ninth inning, and I don't like what I'm seeing here with Matt Chapman. First of all, we're gonna try and see if we can get somebody else warming up. I've got a lefty that warmed up. Now I need a righty warming up. We're also going to see if we can substitute. Sheldon Noose is going to come in for Matt Chapman. Matt Chapman is disappointed tonight. So we're going to just see if we can switch things around by bringing in Sheldon Noose, see what he can do for us. Perfect. Sheldon Noose works himself a walk. He gets on base at first. So now Dustin Fowler is going to face off against Edwin Diaz with a run on first. Let's take a look here. Should we get greedy? It is time to try and take some risks. So I'm going to try and see if I can get Sheldon Noose to try and steal. He does have good ratings for base running and stealing. Let's do a force steal. Oh my god, they had us set up. So that was a that was a pitch out designed to get that runner out, and that worked for them. We had to gamble, we had to take the risk. It didn't pan out. That's baseball. Let's go. And I know what some of you might be thinking. Now we could have had that runners on first and second, but that's okay. You'll never go anywhere if you don't try sometimes. So now we've got Matt Joyce, who's had a good evening so far. He is 3 for 4. Oh, sorry, he's 4 for 3. So he's had a good night. He's facing Edwin Diaz, lefty against righty. It's a good matchup. We've got Dustin Fowler, who's got good speed. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna go pitch by pitch because I want to control this inning. I want Dustin Fowler to steal. All right, so let's do this. Okay, they're gonna try and hold the runner there. All right, so that's strike one. All right, so Dustin Fowler couldn't get a good jump there. All right, so it is 2-1. All right, make another attempt, Fowler, and Fowler steals. Yes, excellent. You can't catch him with his speed, so Fowler is gonna steal, but we get the out there because that was strike 3, unfortunately. But now we got Chris Davis. If he hits a home run, he can tie this game here. He's our last hope. Let's go. Davis gets a walk, which is smart on their part, to be honest, because with the power that Chris Davis has, they probably were better off walking him. But now they face another powerful bat, which is Matt Olson. So come on, Matt. Time to redeem yourself. Wasn't meant to be. Matt Olson strikes out. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the game. Started off okay for Oakland, and then we just couldn't make it happen for the rest of the contest. Seattle beats us 5-3. Disappointing game. Sean Manai had a very disappointing game. He pitched in 6 innings, gave up 10 hits, 5 runs, all of them 5 earned. His ERA is now 4.50. The young kid that we called up from AAA is doing well. He came in to relieve. Lou Trevino came in relieving Sean Manai. He went 2 innings, didn't give up a run, didn't give up a hit, nothing. Gave up just 1 walk and had 2 strikeouts. Sean Manai had just 1 strikeout, and that is really, really bad. I'm just not happy about that. That is really, really bad. For Seattle, it looks like things worked out for them. Erasmo Ramirez had a good day, going 6 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, 3 of them earned. Player of the game was Gene Segura. This game was played at Safeco Field. Looks like Segura might have a slight injury. So that's all she wrote. All right, guys. So disappointing game. I really was hoping to win this game, but what can you say? So that's game one of this week. Our first game in May, and didn't start off as we hoped, but we still got a whole bunch of baseball left to play. So not losing any hope, just disappointment. We'll see how things play out, and see where we go from here. So thanks guys for watching, and hope to see you on our next video. Hope you enjoyed that video. Please leave us your comments, suggestions. Love to hear from you guys. We'll hope to see you next time. Thank you.